A very warm welcome to you, and thank you so much for joining our Homeopathy 24/7 podcast. We are going to be speaking to an array of international guests who will share their knowledge and experiences of homeopathy with you. We will discuss all types of subjects such as remedies, symptoms, and stories of health. No matter where you are with your homeopathic journey, we aim to inspire you on your quest to natural health and living. The podcast is brought to you by Mary Greensmith, the founder of Homeopathy 24/7, which is a global platform connecting you with a homeopath wherever you are in the world, 24 hours a day. So let's get started with today's chat. Please welcome Mary Greensmith.
I thought for our first Homeopathy 24/7 podcast, I would introduce Homeopathy 24/7 to you and tell you a little bit about why it started and what we're doing, what we're up to, and where it's going. So I am Mary Greensmith. I am a homeopath from the UK. I trained in England quite a few years ago. 10 years ago. I've been practicing since then. 4 years ago, I lived on a boat. I had been living on a boat in Falmouth in the UK, and I took my practice online and then started sailing around the Mediterranean. So spent the following 3 years sailing around Croatia, Italy, Greece, all of the islands whilst running my practice. And it was while I was in Greece that COVID struck and that lockdown happened, and we were still on our boat. And in Greece, they were quite strict and we had to stay on our boat and we weren't allowed to sail at all. And I had been working with a number of homeopaths planning to set up an acute consultation platform. We had been planning to start it sometime during that year. So it was about sort of 6 months away. It was just an idea at the time of COVID. But with COVID, we suddenly thought, oh my goodness, the world needs this now. Now, of course, I was living on a boat and wasn't really set up to start a new business, to start a new practice, to bring together people from around the world. But then it transpired that it didn't really matter where I was, because if we needed homeopaths from all over the world, we could connect on Zoom, and we managed to set up the whole of Homeopathy 24/7 within 3 weeks. So we had 33 homeopaths come on board from Germany, from the UK, from the US, from Australia, from New Zealand, from Austria. Who else was in our first team? South America, South Africa, Spain, and Portugal. So it was already a very, very diverse group of homeopaths coming together and setting up Homeopathy 24/7. And then, of course, we had to let the world know. We had to let the world know that we have got this opportunity to help you see a homeopath wherever you are in the world and whatever time of day or night it is for you. It's brilliant to think that my idea, obviously living on a boat, was that when I wasn't available, who could you speak to if you had an emergency? Now, of course, homeopathy is not instead of the emergency services, but we all know that if you've got a child with a fever in the middle of the night and you have got a homeopathy kit, it would be really, really lovely to be able to speak to somebody and talk through which remedies are going to help you right now. And so that is what inspired us to start Homeopathy 24/7. We wanted to have people around the world that would be awake when the rest of your country was asleep, so that we could help you in these difficult moments. And indeed, a lot of people who are calling us because nobody else is there to help them. Now, in fact, I have actually called homeopathy 24/7 myself, for myself, in the evening, one day, which was last year, about this time last year, actually. And I was actually on a canal boat, and I had had an accident. I had crushed my leg in between the canal boat and a concrete pillar, and I was suffering, but funnily enough, I wasn't suffering from my leg. Now, the weird thing about this is, now for those of you that don't know, a canal boat in the UK is a steel boat that is very narrow and very long. Ours was 70-foot long and 6'6" wide. So you're living in a tunnel effectively, and you jump off and you peg it up alongside the canal. So canals are cut out rivers effectively running up and down the UK, and they were made to transport pottery and coal and heavy things slowly up and down the country. But now it's very much a leisure activity. And last year we stopped living in the Mediterranean in Greece, and we came back and lived on a canal boat for a while. And I had jumped off and got my leg had fallen down a hole basically and slid down, and the boat was coming towards me and crushed my leg. So now the funny thing was that my leg didn't really hurt. It had gone a bit black, but it didn't really hurt. And 2 days after the accident, I suddenly started not being able to breathe. Now, obviously, I had lots of remedies on board, but I wasn't able to think about each symptom separately in order to find the right remedy that I needed. And it was really, really important for me to get help. So I rang Homeopathy 24/7, went onto the website, spoke to one of the homeopaths, and they immediately talked me through what they needed to know. They immediately told me which remedies I should be taking, but also they did advise that I went to hospital as well. So I did that. I took the remedies and then I went to hospital. And it was just as well I did that, because I ended up having blood clots in the lungs, a large amount of blood clots in the lungs, and it was very serious. But this had been caused by the leg injury. But what I'm trying to say is having somebody there when your head's not working is really, really important. Now, all of our homeopaths are trained for a minimum of 3 years. Most of them have trained over 5 or 6 years. So it's a huge, long training. And all of them will be telling you if red flag symptoms arise, that you need to see a medical help or go to hospital. So if you have symptoms that may be life-threatening, homeopathy works brilliantly on your way to hospital and also alongside any drugs and medications that you might be taking. Now, also, you might have a homeopath who you work with normally, but today they're on holiday right when you need them, or you've had a reaction to a remedy that you've taken under their prescription. If they are not available for you to talk to, you can speak to somebody on Homeopathy 24/7 and they will advise what to do. They will tell you to let your homeopath know that you have spoken to them and give them the prescription that they have said. Now, it might be when they ask you, when did you last take a remedy? And you say, well, I've taken a remedy. They might say, okay, we need you to take a remedy that counteracts that, or water the remedy down to counteract it, or just stop taking the remedy if it's ongoing. So all of this information is really, really important when you need to speak to somebody. And that is the great thing about having homeopaths available in across the continents, because there's always somebody there. We always have 2 homeopaths on duty, and we have a backup team to call if we need extra people as well. So don't be afraid to call and have an acute consultation. Now, this is a service where we do give acute consultations, and we do that by speaking to you and by finding out all of the information that we need. As well as the website and this consultation program that we also have various Facebook groups where you can talk with our homeopaths and discuss different options. What we're trying to do here is help you learn more about home prescribing. Because obviously, for our service to work, it really helps if you've got a homeopathic kit in your house. Because if you need a remedy, we'd like you to have that remedy available so that you can take it straight away. Because in an acute situation, you need a remedy and you need it now. So our job as a group of homeopaths is to help you learn about using homeopathy at home in an easy way, easy fashion with the people that you like to learn with. So as you get to know our groups, you will get to know our particular homeopaths and their method of teaching and prescribing and helping. So on the one hand, we'll help you learn more about homeopathy and using it at home for your friends and your family and your animals. And on the other hand, we will be there as a 24-hour service to help you right now with a particular problem that you've got if you need that one-to-one help because you can't find the remedy yourself. So all of our homeopaths are self-employed and work on their own practice. So the Homeopathy 24/7 is really just an online clinic for them to meet up and to meet you. So please do look at the website and go through all of the information that we have got on the website, because we've got lists of homeopathic pharmaceutical companies. We've got lists of free ebooks. We've got lists of webinars that we're running. We've got details of homeopathic studies that we're organising. We've got a whole library of blogs in our membership area, and we have got remedy kits that you can access when you become a member. Membership is free. You just have to sign up to our membership area and basically it's agreeing to be learning about homeopathy and all of the methodology that we use within this. And it's the opportunity to talk with other people, other like-minded people interested in the same things as you. So it's really exciting that we've got this opportunity to bring people together for our whole homeopathic community. Now, as a homeopathic community, this is the opportunity for you to talk about homeopathy with people who want to talk about homeopathy and not be pushed down for it or told that, it doesn't work or that's not for me or whatever. We are interested in growing our community with like-minded people who want to see more homeopathy around the world. Now, in various countries, obviously, homeopathy works in different ways, and the legal requirements of working as a homeopath or working with a homeopath or buying homeopathic remedies are quite different in each continent. So we'll be talking a lot about that for you, because that's useful for you to know and understand as well. We'll also be talking to suppliers of homeopathy as well as the schools of homeopathy, so that you can get a broader idea of what is happening in the world with homeopathic supplies, as well as the qualifications and how a homeopath would study to be a homeopath. So I hope this gives you a good introduction to homeopathy, to what we're going to learn together, how we're going to build a community, and how we can grow homeopathy throughout the world. I'm looking forward to working with you. Speak to you soon.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode and look forward to listening to our next one. Please don't forget to follow our podcast on your chosen channel, and please do leave us a review so we can continue to share homeopathy with as many people as possible. If you do have any questions, please do reach out to us on any of our social platforms mentioned in the show notes. We at Homeopathy 24/7 hope to empower you on your natural health journey.